Hawaii, paradise, a land of beauty and tranquility. But in the mid-1980s, a shadow fell over these idyllic islands. A darkness crept in, preying on the innocent. Between 1985 and 1986, fear replaced serenity. The tranquility was shattered. 4 women vanished. Their bodies were later found discarded in the quiet corners of Oahu. The Honolulu Strangler was on the loose. The victims, all young women, had their lives brutally cut short. Each one of them had dreams, aspirations, and a future that was stolen from them in the most tragic way. Their stories are a haunting reminder of the fragility of life and the darkness that can lurk in the most unexpected places. Vicki Gale Purdy, a 29-year-old with a bright smile, was the first to disappear. She was a vibrant woman, full of life and energy, known for her kindness and her love for adventure. Vicki had recently moved to the area and was excited about the new opportunities that awaited her. Her disappearance sent shockwaves through the community, leaving her family and friends in a state of disbelief and despair. Her body was found near a hiking trail. The serene and peaceful setting of the trail stood in stark contrast to the horror of the crime that had taken place there. It was a place where Vicki had likely sought solace and tranquility, only to encounter unimaginable terror. Regina Sakamoto, a vibrant 17-year-old high school student, vanished next. Regina was a bright and ambitious young woman, with dreams of going to college and making a difference in the world. She was loved by her peers and teachers alike, known for her infectious smile and positive attitude. Her disappearance left a void in the hearts of those who knew her. She was found near a secluded beach. The waves crashing against the shore seemed to echo the grief and sorrow felt by her family and friends. The beach, once a place of beauty and relaxation, had become a site of tragedy and loss. Denise Hughes, a 21-year-old Navy wife, disappeared after a night out with friends. Denise was a dedicated and loving wife who had recently moved to the area to be with her husband. She was known for her strength and resilience, qualities that made her disappearance all the more shocking. Her friends and family were left to grapple with the sudden and inexplicable loss. Her remains were discovered in a drainage ditch. The cold and desolate location where she was found only added to the horror of her death. It was a place that seemed to symbolize the senselessness and brutality of the crime. Finally, Louise Medeiros, a 25-year-old ambitious law student, went missing. Louise was a driven and intelligent young woman with a bright future ahead of her. She was passionate about her studies and had dreams of becoming a lawyer to help those in need. Her disappearance was a devastating blow to her family, friends, and the academic community. Her body was found in a cane field. The vast and eerie landscape of the field seemed to stretch on forever, a haunting reminder of the life that had been cut short. It was a place that should have been filled with the promise of growth and renewal, but instead, it had become a site of sorrow and loss. 4 lives filled with promise, extinguished. Each of these young women had a story, a future, and a family who loved them. Their deaths are a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of cherishing every moment. As we remember Vicki, Regina, Denise, and Louise, we honor their memories and the impact they had on those around them. Their dreams may have been shattered, but their spirits live on, in the hearts of those who knew and loved them. The Honolulu Police Department launched a full-scale investigation. The city was gripped with fear as the news of the mysterious abductions spread. The police force, known for its diligence, was now under immense pressure to solve the case quickly. Every officer was briefed, every resource allocated, and the hunt for the elusive criminal began in earnest. Forensic teams meticulously combed each crime scene. They worked tirelessly, often through the night, using advanced techniques to uncover hidden clues. The scenes were chaotic, yet the forensic experts maintained their focus, knowing that even the smallest piece of evidence could be the key to cracking the case. They used specialized equipment to detect traces invisible to the naked eye, ensuring nothing was overlooked. They searched for any trace of the killer. Detectives and officers scoured the areas, their flashlights piercing the darkness. They interviewed witnesses, reenacted scenarios, and pieced together timelines. The dedication of the team was unwavering, each member driven by the hope of bringing the perpetrator to justice. The search was exhaustive, covering every possible angle and leaving no stone unturned. Fibers, hairs, footprints, every piece of evidence was carefully collected and analyzed. The forensic scientists worked in tandem with the detectives, ensuring that all findings were documented and preserved. Each piece of evidence was a potential lead, a puzzle piece that could fit into the larger picture. The lab was a hive of activity, with experts analyzing samples, running tests, and comparing results. Tips poured in from the public, each one offering a glimmer of hope. The community was on high alert, and everyone wanted to help. The tip lines were flooded with calls, some offering detailed information, others just vague suspicions. Detectives sifted through the tips, following up on leads, and cross-referencing information. Each call was a potential breakthrough, and the officers treated them with the utmost seriousness. Witnesses described seeing a suspicious man in the vicinity of the abductions. Sketch artists worked with the witnesses to create composite images, hoping to generate a recognizable likeness. The descriptions varied, but common elements began to emerge. The man was often seen lurking in the shadows, his behavior raising alarms. These sketches were circulated widely, in the hope that someone would recognize the suspect, but the leads were often vague, fleeting glimpses in the night. The suspect seemed to vanish as quickly as he appeared, leaving behind a trail of fear and confusion. The police were often left with more questions than answers, as the shadowy figure eluded capture time and again. The frustration was palpable, but the determination to catch the criminal never wavered. The killer, it seemed, was a ghost, moving unseen, leaving little behind. The empty streets at night took on an eerie quality, as if the very air was charged with tension. The mysterious figure would disappear into the darkness, leaving behind only the faintest traces of his presence. The police knew they were dealing with a cunning and elusive adversary, but they remained resolute in their mission to bring him to justice. Panic spread through the islands like wildfire. The once safe streets of Honolulu were now filled with unease. Women were afraid to walk alone, their every move shadowed by fear. Parents kept their daughters close, terrified of the unseen predator. The once welcoming spirit of aloha was replaced by suspicion and dread. The killer had not only taken the lives of 4 innocent women, but he had also stolen the island's sense of security. A name emerged from the darkness: Howard Gay. Gay, a former repairman who had worked at the hotel where Denise Hughes's husband was stationed, became a prime suspect. He had a history of violence against women. He lived a transient lifestyle, moving between the islands. Could he be the one responsible for the string of murders? The evidence, though circumstantial, was enough to bring him in for questioning. Gay denied any involvement in the murders. He maintained his innocence, claiming he was being wrongly accused. Investigators worked tirelessly, trying to connect him to the crimes. They compared his DNA to samples collected at the crime scenes. They interviewed his friends, family, and acquaintances, searching for any link. But every lead turned into a dead end. The evidence, while suggestive, was not conclusive. Without a confession or irrefutable proof, the authorities were forced to release him. Theories swirled. Some whispered that the killer was a skilled martial artist, able to subdue his victims quickly and quietly. Others pointed to the possibility of a satanic cult operating in the shadows, using the island as their hunting ground. The lack of concrete answers fueled speculation. The case grew cold, but the whispers continued. Years turned into decades. The Honolulu Strangler case remained unsolved. The victims' families were left with unanswered questions, their grief compounded by the lack of closure. The police, despite their best efforts, were unable to bring the perpetrator to justice. The case files, filled with tantalizing clues and frustrating dead ends, gathered dust. The Honolulu Strangler, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk beneath the surface of paradise, had seemingly vanished without a trace. The murders left an indelible scar on the Hawaiian Islands. The serene beauty of the islands, often depicted as a paradise on Earth, was forever tainted by the gruesome events that unfolded. The once peaceful nights were now filled with an eerie silence, a stark contrast to the vibrant life that once thrived here. The islands, known for their breathtaking sunsets and tranquil beaches, now held a dark secret, a story of horror that would be passed down through generations. The fear may have subsided, but the memory lingered. Each flickering candle at the memorial site represented a life cut short, a family left in mourning. The old newspaper clippings, yellowed with age, told a tale of terror that gripped the community. The headline screamed of a nightmare that no one could wake up from, a series of events that left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness of the islands. The victims' names became synonymous with a time of terror, a dark chapter in the history of the Hawaiian Islands. Each name etched on the memorial plaques was a stark reminder of the lives lost, the dreams shattered, and the families torn apart. These names, once associated with joy and laughter, were now forever linked to a period of fear and uncertainty. A reminder that even in paradise, evil can cast a long shadow. The beautiful beaches, once a symbol of peace and relaxation, now held a sense of foreboding. The sunsets, with their elongated shadows, seemed to whisper of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface. The islands, with their natural beauty, were now a testament to the fact that no place is immune to the touch of evil. The Honolulu Strangler case serves as a chilling reminder of the vulnerability of innocence. The police tape, fluttering in the wind, marked the boundaries of a crime scene that would forever be etched in the minds of the community. The worried faces of the residents, captured in low light, spoke volumes of the fear and uncertainty that gripped the islands. The case was a stark reminder that even in the most idyllic of settings, danger can lurk in the shadows, and the enduring power of mystery. The old detective files, filled with photos and notes, were a testament to the relentless pursuit of justice. The dark alleys of Honolulu, shrouded in mystery, held secrets that may never be uncovered. The case, with its unanswered questions and unresolved mysteries, continues to captivate the imagination of those who hear its tale. It is a story that continues to haunt the islands, a chilling reminder of the fragility of peace. The aerial view of Honolulu at night, with its twinkling lights, seemed to mask the darkness that lay beneath. The lone figure walking on the deserted beach at night was a poignant symbol of the isolation and fear that still lingered in the hearts of the residents. The story of the Honolulu Strangler is one that refuses to fade into obscurity. A chilling tale whispered on the wind. The wind, rustling through the palm trees at night, seemed to carry the whispers of the past. The darkened forest, with its whispering breeze, was a haunting reminder of the events that transpired. The tale of the Honolulu Strangler is one that will continue to be told, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk even in the most beautiful of places.